Auburn with the win over Texas. Early on, Texas struggled, and it didn't look like the game was even going to be competitive. But they started to find their footing, find a way to score. Pretty much the summary of the game is Texas saying, "We have Arthur Paluma," and Auburn saying, "Okay." You know what I'm saying? Like, what else? That was pretty much the game. Arthur Paluma ended with like, what, 37, 35, 37, maybe even 40. I'm not sure. But he pretty much carried Texas, very consistent, very efficient for them. And Auburn had too many guys to contribute to the prize pot. Denver Jones had a couple baskets, was hustling on defense. Howard was doing his thing. So it's like when you have other guys who can score as well and who could let their defense turn into offense, then it's kind of like it makes it even harder because you're going in thinking, hey, we got to worry about who is probably going to be the player of the year, Janai Broome, and maybe, just getting out and making sure that Miles Kelly doesn't get open threes or doesn't get enough space to shoot them. And that's pretty much what you're thinking. That's pretty much the thought process. But, Tahad Pettiford made some plays, and Tahad Pettiford is such a freshman. But that's what makes him exciting. And what do I mean when I say that? I mean that Tahad Pettiford will go and he'll make one of the most boneheaded plays you've ever seen. And you're like, wow, like he really is a freshman. And then he'll go and make an amazing play. So you have contributions all around for one side, and for the other side, it's just not enough guys who could create. I mean, Jordan Pope late in the game started to get to the free throw line and started to kind of get Texas some points through the charity stripe. And I mean, that was about the only bright spot, was guys getting to the charity stripe. Auburn was sound defensively, and it just forced Texas to take a lot of ill-advised shots, a lot of contested shots. The only one who was really just scoring at will was Arthur Paluma. So, But you kind of figured that when Texas made it to bigger games that it was going to be difficult because they don't have guys who are just willing to score and willing to shoot. Same thing that I was saying about Florida versus Tennessee. That Tennessee doesn't have those guys. Not making up an excuse, because last night Auburn definitely played great defense. I love Bruce Pearl's defensive and offensive mind, his coaching mind. But really, you still, even with good defense, that's why it's a term, good defense, better offense, because you still have to have guys that are willing to go and make the big plays. And for Texas, aside from Arthur Paluma, they really don't have anyone. And you seen that last night. And you should have known that with Max Abmas going to the draft. If you're a Texas fan, which I'm not, but if you are, then you should have known that with Max Abmas going to the draft and Eric Hunter transferring to Penny Hardaway in Memphis, that you were going to need some guard play, and they just don't have that. So yeah, interesting game. Texas at least made it interesting. Great job by Auburn. Good game overall.